and welcome back to Rich Bag Creations. As you can see, Easter is getting closer and I'm preparing myself with a lot of Easter eggs for gifts and chocolates to friends and family. I bought a couple of cheap cardboard ones and we're going to turn this one into the Goblet from Harry Potter, so let's get started. I've decided to use a medium-sized egg just because I find it more handy to work with, and then I won't be using that much clay. I just sketched out the design of the egg on a piece of paper so it's easier for me to get the entire picture. It's 360 designs, so it's difficult for me to figure out the entire 100% accurate thing, but if you want to look at it, just pause the video and take a screenshot. So before I start with the clay, I'm just going to knead it up and make it soft and pliable and easy to work with. After I kneaded the Fimo, I just pressed it out into a big sheet that will fit in Easter egg, and I'm just going to squeeze it on, and I'm going to make half of the egg at a time because it's easier to work with the details when you can hold on the bottom or the opposite way. So now I'm just going to squeeze it on, make sure that it fit, and cut the excess and knead it up and just attach one piece first, and then I'm going to work on the details after that. So I just added a thin layer of clay on half of the egg, and now I'm going to start out with the details. I've just drawn some lines going down the egg. I believe it's roughly 9 lines going through the entire egg, and in between the lines I'm just going to draw out the shape of the castle and start with the main tower, and just going to continue with the details after that. So after I'm done drawing on the pattern for the first half, I just started to make one of the indents for the owl feathers on top. I just made a feather shape and then sort of pushed it in to the clay, and now I'm just going to add some small lines to mimic a feather. And after this piece is finished, it's just minor texture work, and then I'm gonna bake it in the oven. To make that wobbly texture of the egg, I'm just pushing on some tissue paper that has a little bit of texture on it, and that is pretty much it, and I'm just gonna leave it in the oven for 30 minutes. So after I was finished with the details on this one, I just went ahead and made the other one as well. I just followed my drawing as good as I was able to, and I just went a little bit creative and added some small buildings just to make it fit in nicely on the edges. And this is how the egg is connected. It is a little bit visible, but it's an Easter egg after all, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And now I'm going to add on the last details on top here, which is the little owl and some feathers that it's going to look like the lock For the owl, it's really simple. You just roll out a piece of clay and you start making a beak by pressing the clay down in the middle. After that, you're just going to use a tool to start making some circles around on each side. That is going to be the eyes, and then you're just going to push the clay underneath and on the sides of that a little bit flat. And once you're happy with moving it around where you want it, you're just going to add some feather texture on the top and on the sides of the eyes like this. And that's pretty much it, and now it's ready to make the top feathers. So after the owl, the last step is to add on these feathers. I just gone ahead and made some sausages and squeezed them out, just measuring with the lines I already made prior to these. And now I'm just gonna blend all three of them together and make some smooth transitions. Then I'm gonna texturize like this, just dragging a line and making some small ones on each side. To be able to open the egg, I'm just gonna make a cut really soon, and I'm just gonna show that how I'm gonna do it. Just gonna finish this first. As you can see, I just made a cut into this in a circular shape so I can take them apart. And I'm just gonna bake them together so it's nice and tight. I'm just gonna be careful once it's baked to pull them apart. And I'm gonna bake the owl next to it, and I'm just gonna glue the owl on after it's baked. And that is it. And then I'm gonna spray paint it with some gold. After I spray painted the gold, I just went over with black in the details, just like I did in my wall knob videos. So if you haven't seen that, you can just click the link in the description box below. After that, I also painted a seaweed pattern from the Goblet of Fire that I thought would look nice and come as a little surprise on the inside of the egg. Additionally, I made a little foot for the egg, making a basic circle out of Fimo, and made a straw pattern just using a drinking straw and some dotting tools to make a little texture on it. Spray painted and used the same process with the black on that one. And then you have a little stand that you can display it on. So that is the finished project for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see any future project on the channel, just comment down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.